Parents, if your teen is taking the August SAT and they haven't started yet, start now. For those of you guys who don't know me yet, my name is Jared Wynn. I'm the founder and director of Geometry Guru's SAT Prep. And at this point in my career, I have helped hundreds of students increase their SAT scores so that they can go to their dream colleges or qualify for scholarships. With that being said, family, let me show you exactly what you need to be doing if your teen is going to be taking the August exam, even if they have AP exams. Now, about 90% of my students are taking AP exams while also studying for the August SAT because of this one philosophy. It is much easier to score a 4 or a 5 on the AP exam than it is to score a 14 or 1500 on the SAT. Why? Because AP exams do not have that much to do with college admissions. It plays a part, but what it really is for is so that you can use those credits from that AP exam and skip that class in college. SAT is purely objective. It's either, hey, you belong in this school because you have this score, or you don't. Okay, so you guys need to remember this. At the time of this recording, there are 15 weeks until that August exam. Now, a lot of parents, they talk to me, they're like, Jared, we want to start after AP exams. The problem is, after AP exams, that's 2 weeks from now, you go from 15 weeks back to 13 weeks, and guess what? They're like, oh, you know what, Jared, we still got final exams coming up. I need to take another week off. And then all of a sudden you have 12 weeks. And then one more time during the summer, they're like, hey, we have a 1 or 2 week vacation, to Greece or Italy or whatever. We're not going to be able to do any studying. So guess what? Instead of 15 weeks until that next exam, you only have 11 to 10 weeks until that exam. Now, that is really teetering it close. Usually the best time for prep is usually anywhere between 12 to 14 weeks of SAT prep, right? You can get away with 10, but it's going to be really tight depending on how good you are already. Okay, so you got to make sure that, hey, do not make an excuse that there's AP exam and final exams coming up. It happens every single year. Parents and students fall into that trap. And then by the time they actually start practicing for the SAT, it's already too late. Now, here's the reality of it as well. There is never going to be a good time to start doing your SAT prep. Why? Because of what we mentioned earlier. There's always going to be another exam. There's always going to be another internship. There's always going to be another vacation that's going to get in the way of your team getting the SAT score that you're looking for. And it's especially worth if you are a junior. If you're a junior and this is your first time taking the exam, or even the second time taking the exam, or you just never prepped before for the SAT, August is one of the last chances that you have to get this right. Now, if you took the exam or you prepped for the exam before August, right, then hey, you're in a better position. But a lot of students that I talk to, August is going to be their first attempt. Now, what's the problem with that? The problem with that is that a lot of these students want to be going to top 25, top 50 colleges for early decision. So if you want to get your score in time done for early decision, August is going to be probably the last time that you can realistically take the exam because it's going to conflict with all of the college admissions and things like that, right? You're probably asking, oh, well, Jared, what if we take the September exam after the August exam, right? Well, guess what? August exam, once you get the scores back, that's only 2 weeks until the September exam. You're not going to be able to really make any movement. So you either take the August exam and realize that's your last time, or if you really, really want to take that September exam, take the August exam knowing that no matter what, you got to keep on studying so that you can do the September exam because that really is like your last chance, all right? Now, the last thing I want to cover as well is if your teen is trying to balance AP exams, final exams, and the SAT all at one time, right? And that's what's preventing you guys from actually getting started in prep, regardless of with me or regardless is with a different company, is this. You would rather be in rhythm practicing for the SAT so that after your final exams, you're good to go than not. Let me just put it this way. Let's say you just completely scrape SAT off the table. All you do is focus on AP exams. All you do is focus on your final exams. By the time you are done with your finals and AP exams, you're at 0% for SAT. And then mentally, you have to go from 0, crank it to 100, and then keep on going until that August exam. Now, if you start now instead, you don't need to go entirety, 100% right away. You can just go from 0%. You do a little bit just to keep yourself warm, let you know that SATs in the back of your mind. You have to do it eventually. And then as you're studying for AP exams and final, you get to about 50% of like intensity. And then guess what? When you're done with AP exams, when you're done with final exams, you can go from 50 to 100%. It doesn't feel as weird. It doesn't feel as jarring. If you go 0 to 100, A, that's gonna really hurt you mentally, right? And B, you're gonna be really fatigued at the end of it all. What we've learned here is that you don't get fatigued when you're in rhythm. The only time you get fatigued is when you stop all of a sudden and then you try to go from here all the way to 100%. That's how you get that fatigue, because your body and your mind is in shock. So we'd rather you be in rhythm the entirety of the time, right? Spend a little bit of extra time doing that SAT prep now so that by the time you're done with final exams, you're not just completely out of it in terms of your mental state. All right, family, that's all for today's video. If you guys want more actionable steps to increasing your teen's SAT score, go ahead and send me an email or send me a DM. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. No obligations. Or if you need more resources, just check out my YouTube. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.